Lots of folks back east, they say, is leaving home every day, beating the hot old dusty way to the California line.
But
What fly you tying?
this is the old black bomber.
Old black bomber.
Yeah.
And how did this fly get started?
Well, it was started by an Indian fellow about the 1920s something. He started selling them out of the back of his truck for a dime a piece.
Right.
And they, whoops, I lost my tail feathers here. Ted Condolly was his name, and
What was his first name, Joe?
Ted.
Ted Town Dolly?
Yeah, and he, the one that originated the bombers way back in the early 1920s. And like I say, he started selling them off of these, out of his pickup for, for like I say, for a dime a piece.
Can we still get them for a dime a piece?
Not really.
Just for old time's sake?
Good try, yeah.
I was just trying, huh?
And,
It wasn't my guess.
but they're still probably the most potent fly on the upper sack. And like I said, I still use these things 70% of the time.
Right.
Yeah. And I got a whole, like everybody, any fisherman alive has probably got 14,000 flies on him.
Right.
Probably only uses 20,000 or something like that. Or, you know.
Sure.
And but these are made. The hook is an 075 Daiiki, and it's made with number 8 and a number 10. And you're put, like I say now, I'm doing now, put 10 turns of 25,000 lead on them. And the only one we make that's not lead is called your Maggie. It's October caddis pattern. It's not made for it, but it's very simple fly to tie. That's probably why we got so many of them on hand, that it's still what you call, well, the easiest fly to tie, you might say, or
Right.
whatever you want to call it, more simplified.
What are you using for the, what is that right there?
Like I say, 90% of your bomber series is made out of nothing but dime store yarn.
Just regular old yarn.
It's the old knitting yarn,
right.
that's it. And the perfect yarn, if when and if you can find it,
Right.
is normally you 2 strands of 2-ply yarn.
Right.
And if you can't find it, like you can't find it half the time,
Right.
so you get 4-ply and then break it in half.
Break it in half.
Use just the 2 strands.
Okay.
And otherwise, it's still, you know, well, just takes a little more time. That's
Okay. I got you.
all. And but like now, the yarn companies or whatever you want to call it is, while the yarn is red hot, that seems to be the most common denominator or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And your batch numbers, each color may be brown or black or whatever, but it's a different pigment or
It's
whatever.
a variation of brown or black.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes you really have to look if you get the right lot dye number or whatever you want
Right.
to call it on it. And
It's because they're mass producing
yeah, but
everything.
really it's not. But a big scheme like that, heck, that'll last you for umpty.
Right, right.
And but sometimes it's real hard. You have to make an adjustment and try another
Do it
shade or something like that.
Right, right.
And a lot of the stuff, see, you get one going, and they'll discontinue the damn manufacturer of it.
Yeah, and then you can't find it
Then
anymore.
you can't find it anymore.
Well, that used to be the best one.
Yeah, so, but just like years ago,
How many did they send?
we had what you call a camel color, which we use for October caddis.
Right.
It's like a tan, but it's not tan, it's a camel color they call it. And they just continued it, but that was the best shade you could get for the October cattle.
Right.
And you just couldn't get it anymore, and they just quit making it, so we had to adopt and go to another as close as we could get to it.
Sure.
But really, these probably are designed, what you might call humpbacks, you might say, but just one turn down the shank of the leg, and then one turn back, and then another turn. Otherwise, it puts a hump in it, like a camelback, like that. See? I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a camelback. And then you're just take it tight as you can get it on there, because these things take a beating. If they're not down the bottom in the rocks and everything else, they're no good. So you have to make them real tight. And a real simple fly to tie. And you can either use cape or you can use a saddle saddle. It's not going to blow my nose.
Yeah, that's all right. I got you a napkin right here.
Really, everybody, first time they see them, they say they're oh, that's a funny looking nymph, but it's not a nymph.
Right.
It's a weighted fly.
Okay.
There's all the difference in the world.
Right, because you're not trying to imitate a specific insect.
I'd say all these bomber series are attractors.
Attractors, right.
And that's it. And well, now, I would say like your black bomber, your black spentwing, your big black flying ants, anything that's black,
Right.
beetles or whatever, you're going to come up with the same, the same thing.
Okay.
And like I said, you can either use your saddle or just a regular cape feather. And size, shape, it don't make any damn difference. Like I say, these are the ugliest things going. And I don't measure nothing. Where you tie a lot of dry flies, you have to be a 32nd of an inch and all that stuff. And I just grab a hunk of this, a hunk of that, and put it on a hook and come together, and that's it. And
You did some with that New Age chenille, didn't you?
pardon?
You started tying some bombers with chenille.
They're not bombers, no. We use them for steelhead flies.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. But I tie them the same pattern, you might say, as the bomber. I mean, they're made maybe the same way, but they're not, well, whatever you want to call it, they're not bombers.
Bombers, right?
And see, I don't measure anything, it's just whatever looks good to you. And on your bombers, I don't use a whip finish. I just use, when I tie it off, I just use 2 double half inches like that. And that's it. And then, or if there's a big leg like that sticking out there, I'll cut it off. It gets wrapped up when you tie the head on and whatnot. But most of the time, I don't even trim it up, make it, like I said, the uglier it is, the better it works.
Fishing, right.
And in my estimation, it's just like you go into a restaurant and get something to eat. Say you guys go in and get something to eat. Terry, you may want a filet mignon, he may want a hamburger or whatever.
Right.
And like I say, they're attractors.
Sure.
And a fish is a predator.
Right.
And he'll take a cripple before he will a healthy looking critter.
Easier to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Right.
So some flaws make it.
And then just a little dab of history. And when I go into production on these things, I just smear it on and put a lot of it on there. Because like I say, it's
What kind of head cement you use there?
Dan Bailey's.
Dan Bailey?
Yeah.
What else is good for head cement? Is there?
Well, if you want to get real tough, flex cement or anything like that or
Okay.
something. And but really don't make that. Then I usually, when I go into production and sit down, I take a damn big feather trim it off, because you always get
Oh.
head cement in the damn eye and just run it through there
That's pretty neat.
and clean it up.
Right, right.
And but that's it. But it takes all your bombers, like all of these here in the tray here, are anywhere from just a couple of minutes to maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, depending on which one.
How many, just out of curiosity, how many bombers do you think you've tied in
Oh
your...
God, I ain't got no idea.
I guess.
Let's just say one.
A non-trivial amount. Right.
When was the first time, what was the first fly you ever tied?
Bomber,
A bomber?
yeah, black bomber.
Black bomber? And did you sit at, you just
Oh,
got
yeah.
one and
What
taught
I used
yourself?
to do,
or-
no, what I did, Ted gave me a box of hooks
Right.
and material and showed me the basics, and then I probably tied 300 flies on one hook.
Right.
I'd get it done, rip it all apart, do it over again,
Do it
rip
over
it
again.
all apart, do it over again.
All I wanted to take pictures. All I wanted to do was take a couple pictures.
This is an adaptation beadhead bomber.
What's that one? What's the one with the? What's the one with the wings on it?
This one here?
I can't.
Yeah, that's your black spent wing. That's just like a bomber, only it's just like one of those big black flying ants.
I got you.
And what you want to do is, your bomber series are made to work in tandem. You're blacking for the tip, and then these lighter colored ones this time of year, where are they? But don't forget to match your bars. Yeah, take them with you.
Thank you very much.
What'd you get there, Rick?
Can't beat that.
What's that?
This is from the.
From the master.
This is from the master. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Thanks very much for your time.
All right, guys.
Thank you very much.
You
It's been a
betcha.
pleasure.
It's our treat.